Hello and welcome to Chocolate Cover Games, the monthly melt for June 2023. And our first segment, as always, is our top fives.
Yep.
For this month, I got to choose. So for this month, I went with something board game related, and that is winning conditions. What are our top five winning conditions to games that we enjoy? So since this is my list, you get to go first.
All right. My number five is identify person.
So, well, there are other games
Social deduction games
Yeah.
where you identify
I was going to say you're
killer
guess
or guess who,
Yeah.
where you identify, or I guess like mystery date.
So social deduction, guess the person.
Yes. So identify person is my number five.
Okay. My number five is Last Player Standing. These are games that are notoriously hated by the community because they have player elimination where only one player remains. These are your Monopolies, your Risk. Older games. I can't think of too many newer games that have that as a mechanic. Mainly because a lot of people don't like it.
There aren't too many.
But I like the idea of beating people down until you're the only one left. That was my number five. Last player remaining or standing, as it was called.
So my number four is accomplish a goal.
Okay.
There's a goal that's set as the win condition, and you accomplish it.
Yep.
Such as, beat the fifth boss. Think like Legendary.
Yep.
Where you have to beat, or DC Deck Builder, where you have to beat so many of the villains.
Or like Root, where each person has their own way of winning.
Yeah. So you have a goal, and when you accomplish that goal, you win the game.
Okay. My number four is multi-points. Games that give you a lot of different things to do. Like, I have, 12 radishes and 13 ducks and 100 airships. And those all count towards my final goal. Where you have to spread your game out multiple things to do. Trying to think of a good game for that. Point salad?
Yeah.
Movie.
Point salad, because you have different things like I have these many tomatoes and carrots
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Or tapestries, a lot like that, where you have multiple lines.
Yeah.
So that was my number four multi-point.
All right. So my number three is first to a set number of points,
Okay.
where you have, 10 points you have to reach. If you're the first person to reach 10 points, you win.
Mhm.
Trying to think of game off the top of my head that has that as a win condition.
Cribbage.
Yeah.
Get to that. That's a good example. Trying to think of a newer game.
Yeah.
Space Base has that.
Yeah, where you get to a set number of points and you win.
Yeah.
So it gives you that number of points. You're the first one to get there. You win the game. Simple and easy.
Yep. My number three is a classic one now. Just plain old victory points. It doesn't matter about your sheep and your houses. If there's a game that has victory points, all the other things don't matter if you just aim for victory points.
Yeah.
So victory points. Plain and simple.
Is your number three?
Yep.
My number two. Victory points.
That's a good.
Um,
That's why people love them.
yeah, it's probably the most games have that as their win condition.
Yeah.
With the most victory points. So yeah, just because of the sheer number of games that have that as their winning condition, it's the most common. And for me, it's easy to know. Okay, I get the most points, I win. That's also like Legendary, DC Deck Builder. I'm going back to them because I love Deck Builder. Not only by beating the boss do you win as a team, but then you count up the victory points and you win individually the victory points in the cards.
I don't know.
So that is 2.
Yeah.
If you play with
That extra condition.
with that, which we do because we're competitive.
My number 2 was mentioned earlier on your list. You gave it a different name. I just called it winning condition. Yours is like meet the objective kind of thing. So the game that has an objective.
Yeah.
Like once you've hit this objective, you've won. Like have the most blueberries in the blueberry bush, or have the most dogs in the hair salon, where there's a clear winning condition.
Yeah.
That's my number 2. Because
Okay.
everybody's working on the same thing. You can kind of gauge what's going on.
So my number 1.
Mhm.
We'll see what you think about this. My number 1 is no win condition.
Games that have no ends.
So I look at this more in the party game realm.
Technically, party games do have.
They do have it in, but when is the last time we played just one and somebody won?
So your favorite winning condition is not caring about how the game is won.
Yes.
You're like, hey guys, I got this 12-hour game to play. How do you win? I'm not going to tell you because we're not going to focus on that.
Well, we have played a game where the guy didn't tell us how you won,
It's true, and it cost me.
and both of us lost because of that. But the no win condition where you just are playing for fun, such as just one. What else have we played with that? Like red flags. I mean,
Does Jenga not have one? Because the only
yeah,
person, the only person that there's one loser, everybody else wins.
Everybody else wins. But like, what is it? Red flags. If you collect 3, you're the winner.
I think it's the number of people playing.
Or whatever it is.
So if
Like
there's
apples
5
to apples is the same. If you collect the nuts proper, but nobody plays to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you play until you're tired of playing. You know, again, going back to just one, I think there's a set number that if you get it, you win. But we've never ever played with that. So, just playing the game to play, and that's more of your party games.
And my number 1 is reach the goal, as in like you're physically going from point A to point B, like tortoise and the hare.
So racing games.
Yeah, where you're like, okay, I know it's gonna last from point A to point B. It's whoever gets to there.
Yeah, see, that was one of mine. Was 'cause I was thinking steampunk rally, where you get to the end, but then you add like Flamme Rouge into that.
Yeah.
Where yes, you could be the first one to cross the line, but you may not win.
It's tricky
because somebody else may cross the line and go farther.
I think that's also how it is for Jamaica, with the going around the island 3 times. It's whoever goes the furthest at the end.
So there's like sort of a secondary condition in that.
It's a lot like
Or so are you just you get to the line first, it's over?
Well, that's technically the winning condition, but then they have the thing where everybody goes and it's who. Even though that's stupid, because no like marathon is like that. Like you just run the Boston Marathon. The guy like collapses and like 20 guys later, it goes like 2 feet further. Like he wouldn't actually. He kept going 20 feet more.
Yep.
You know, as a marathon runner, that would make me angry. As a professional marathon runner myself, that's why I don't do marathons anymore.
Yep. So you prefer the games that it's the first one who crosses wins versus who goes the farthest after the line.
Exactly, like Candyland. You know, once you get that last card, it's not like let little Billy have a chance to now beat you because you succeeded over him. It's no, you crushed little Billy.
Well, there are a lot of games that when you reach that or you cross the line, like Trouble, when you get in all your people in, or I guess that's not.
Because I would consider Trouble a race where you have 5 runners.
So when your last guy gets in,
like a relay race,
win.
Yeah.
Versus, I got all my guys in, but he got his guy in, and 5 other guys in somehow.
Somehow he got additional people.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was our 5s for the month of June. What's your favorite winning condition in a game? And what's your favorite game? What is its winning condition? Because you may have a favorite winning condition that doesn't go with your favorite game.
Yep. As something I don't like to do, where you always have, when you do more.
Honorable mentions?
I will say I did strike down one of Doug's honorable mention in case you want to put it down in the comments. Table flip is not a way to win a game.
Yeah.
No one wins a table flip.
Yeah, they do. The guy flipping the table because he gets his anger out.
The person that owns the table doesn't win. The person that owns the game doesn't win.
The person who flips it wins because
the
they get their
person on the
anger
opposite side of the table definitely doesn't win.
Yeah, I couldn't use table flip. I couldn't use knife fight.
Rage quit.
Yeah.
Though many of games have ended with the winning condition of rage quit.
I did rage quit a game.
Exactly.
Once. And you can't blame me for that. Because again, we got to the end of the game and the guy did not tell us in the rules what you had to do at the end of the game.
For scoring. We didn't tell us the right things.
So we had to actually have multiple times. Arboretum, okay.
Yeah.
That guy wasn't good at teaching.
Mm-hmm. But Arboretum wasn't a long game.
No. And then, because we played another game with him where we knew he didn't cover all the rules.
Yeah.
But when we played Flock, and the guy purposely didn't tell us
how to score,
that you had to feed the birds at the end of the game so you could score and all that. Yeah, that's when I rage quit. I literally got up and walked away from the table before I said anything or flipped the table. Yeah. I should have flipped the table.
In fairness, I had a person rage quit a game that has no winning condition. That was Pathfinder. But yep, those were our top 5 for the month of June. Like Doug said, leave those comments down below. We love to read them. And with that, as always, stay sweet.